Amazon is pushing out a new update to all Fire Sticks, Fire TVs, Fire TV Cubes. And honestly, I just can't believe they've now removed this feature with this latest update. I checked my third generation Fire TV Cube, and there was an update for me. I'll give that a second, let that install, and let's see exactly what this update has now removed from the home screen. I mean, Amazon have just got this reputation of constantly removing features, which is removing things that we may find useful, especially in the tinkering community where we like to use our devices a little bit more than a standard user, but just seems like over the years, Amazon just keep on removing all of these extra features. Let's give this a second, then I'll reboot my device and let's see exactly what's now been removed from my home screen. Okay, my device is now restarting and I will show you exactly what's removed from my home screen, but I do actually have a fix on how you can bring this feature back or how you can at least bring functionality back. So if I just go over to my settings, let me just show you exactly the version I'm running on my third generation Fire TV Cube. As we can see today, as of the 29th of January 2025, my latest version is 7.6.88 with that particular sub version we can see there. Now, if I press the home button, let me show you exactly what's been removed. Now, when you have your list of applications, as you can see here, if I click on my apps, now you may have noticed over the last few days when this update has been pushed out to all of these devices, you now seem to have a lot more apps visible. And this is because Amazon, for some reason, have now removed the ability to hide applications. So previously, anybody could go to any installed application. Like, for example, we have here Amazon Freebie. They could press the context button, which is one with the three lines, and you'd then see an option here giving you the ability to hide this application. But as you can see here with this latest update, I can now no longer do that. And it just means like all these applications, particularly the ones I'm not using anymore, I have no ability of hiding them. I can move, I can do more info, I can offload, but the application tile will still stay on this home screen, on this application screen. I just can't hide it anymore. Now, you could just say like, why not just install the application if you're not using anymore? And that will then automatically remove the app banner or the app tile, but you can see applications which are built in like Prime Video. There's no way for me to uninstall them. And what's a great example is Amazon Freebie. The reason why this is a great example is this application is going to be deprecated in a few weeks or a few months, which means it would just stop working. So even though it's going to stop working, I have no ability of removing that or hiding that from my application library. So you end up just having a very cluttered app library. So what can you do? Well, fortunately, there is a way or there is a fix that I found you can actually once again hide these applications. Either you can use remote ADB shell on another phone or a tablet, make a connection to your device, and you can then issue a command, which I will show you on the screen in just a second. Or the much easier method is to use ATV tools, which I did review recently. I will leave a link to this application and my full review in the pinned comment or the video description, but if I just bring that up now, so here we can see the application on my Android phone, and as I mentioned before, this application makes an ADB connection and allows you to take control of your Firestick Fire T, VS, or Android TV devices. It just opens up a whole world of different features and functions you can do directly from your phone. If I now make a connection to my third generation Fire TV Cube, which I've got at the top, let's click on that. That's now connected. Now, I did actually cover lots of these features in the last video, but one thing I didn't show, which was the ability to do a real-time check of your CPU and memory usage. So if I click on the info on the bottom right, this now shows me a real-time graph. I can see exactly my CPU usage, my RAM, my storage, and I can also see the uptime. But what we're interested in is hiding or disabling packages or disabling applications. So if I go over to the apps list, this will now show me all of the applications installed on my device. And there's a list there. So let's say, for example, I know that I'm not going to be using the application Freebie anymore. How can I now hide this from my application list? Well, super easy. I can just search for Freebie. There it is. I can now click on the three dots next to the application, and there we can see the last option in the list is disabled. So I can click on that. And less than 5 seconds, it will ask you, do you want to disable Freebie? Let's click on yes. That says now disabled. And even though I can see the icon there, if I give it a couple of seconds, I'm hoping that will disappear. Alternative, I press back on the remote. Let's go back to my app library, and then you can just see disappear at the bottom there, guys. So that's now disabled. Now I can once again hide that application. Let's say, for example, I want to disable Amazon Prime. Here we are. Let's now also search for Prime Video there. It is. I can now click on the three dots and once again click on disable. Do you want to disable Prime Video? Let's click on yes. Let's now press back on the remote, go back to map library and watch that disappear in real time. So super easy to use. And if you are looking for the easiest way to disable all of these non-user applications, I really do think using ATV tools is the best way to do it. Of course, if you want to use a free method, then it requires you to make an ADB connection from another application, like maybe remote ADB shell. You can then type in the command PM disable user and then the package name, and I will show you that on the screen. screen, so you can see exactly the command you need to type in, but just doing it from a graphical user interface where you can see all of your applications obviously is infinitely easier. Here we have Amazon Music, which you don't want to use anymore. Let's click on that, click on disable, click on yes. And you can see the icon here, in fact. So you're wondering what happens when I actually try to start a disabled application. Let's click on that. You get the option to open up. Let's click on that again, but just doesn't open anymore because you have now disabled the application on your device. It can now no longer run. When I press back, you should see the application tile for that disappear. So again, super easy to use. And I can now fully take control of all of these applications on my device and really just disable and hide all of the things that I no longer want to use. Now, let's say, for example, you want to bring something back because let's say you want to use Prime Video again. Well, again, super easy. Just search for Prime Video. You can see now in the list, it's slightly grayed out and it does actually say, it's disabled. For now, click on the three dots. I can now click on enable, don't enable Prime Video. Yes, I'm hoping now in a couple of seconds, we should probably see the Prime Video icon come back. We can alternatively press back, go back into it again, and there's Prime Video, guys. And I can now start that up. And that's once again working absolutely fine. So I really don't understand why Amazon made this change to hide such a basic feature. Lots of people do like to hide icons from the home screen, especially when you have separate profiles for maybe your kids or for other family members previously. You could have certain applications hidden on your profile, which may not be hidden on somebody else's profile. But with this latest update, looks like they've now removed the ability to hide any application for any Fire Stick or any user on your device. So very frustrating. But at least we do have a workaround on how you can, once again, hide these applications. So do have a look on your device and leave me a comment below if you've got this update on your device and if you can now no longer hide any of your applications again. And just before you go, guys, let me just give you a quick message from one of our partners. Surfshark are now doing a crazy special offer where you can get a super fast VPN with unlimited devices. Doesn't matter if you've got 3 Fire Sticks, 10 Windows laptops, 5 Android TVs, all of your devices can be covered with a single license. They've got more than 3,000 super fast servers in over 100 countries. So it doesn't matter where you need to get your virtual IP address from your virtual location from with over 100 countries.